you guys are under the age of 18, click off this video right now. Right now. Hey my lovelies, I am back at it again with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a story time. And in this story time is going to be about the time that I lost my virginity. Now, so many of you guys have been wanting me to make this video, but I've been holding it off for a minute just because I felt that though it was inappropriate. But now that I am 18 years old, I definitely feel more comfortable talking about it. So yeah, let's get to it. Before I start this story time, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, and also subscribe if you want to see more of me. So this story takes place my senior year of high school when I was 17 years old. Throughout high school, I was usually always the sweet and innocent one who got good grades and just focused on school and just did my own thing. But senior year, it was a mess. If you guys graduated from high school, then I'm sure you guys understand where I'm coming from. Throughout that year, you guys are just learning a lot of things and becoming a young adult. So becoming a young adult has, you know, its crazy sides. It has its good and bad. So yeah, I would always hear my friends talking about sex. Like literally everywhere I went, it was just sex, sex, sex. You know, ooh girl, this guy did this girl did that. I always have friends who always would talk about sex and stuff like that. So it kind of made me feel left out because I was the only one sitting there like, hello, I'm right here, sweet and innocent me. You know, I would just always be so like, can't relate. All my friends knew about it. All my friends was on it. So it kind of made me curious. Like, you know, it was kind of like a monkey see, monkey do thing. Like, you know, I want to try that too. He was 19 years old. He was really cute. He was dark skinned. He had tattoos. Now we met online, but he actually ended up going to a school that wasn't too far from my school. So it was perfect. You know, we got a chance to meet each other and just talk and become friends. He would flirt and I would flirt a little bit. So we definitely had a little thing for each other. We just never said it. So one of these days when we were talking, talking led to flirting again, and then this time, you know, it got a little crazy. One thing led to another, and he was asking if he can come over to my place in the middle of the night. Now girls, y'all know if a guy wants to come over in the middle of the night, something's gonna go down, period. So we had an idea for him to come through my window and hang out with me that night. Me being the sweet innocent girl that I was at the time, I was super nervous, so I didn't know what to do. He was gonna come at 12 o'clock, and at that time it was 9 p.m. So, you know, I took a nice shower, I got lotioned up, I got my perfume on. I had my long black hair at the time, and I was wearing some booty shorts, so your girl was looking like a snack. Your girl was ready. I was ready to become a woman. It was time, okay? I was ready for it. I was ready for all that. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I was just clueless. So I called in my homegirl. I was like, oh, hey, you know, he's finna come over. What I gotta do? Since she wasn't new to this at all, she was just telling me and giving me advice on what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Like,
yeah, girl, you gonna do this, you gonna do that. Yeah, girl, and do that. Make sure you do that. Oh, you gotta do that, girl.
at this point, I'm pumping myself up like, yeah, girl, you got this. You can do this. I was just sitting there in my head like, girl, you gonna take it, okay? You gonna be a grown woman today. I was preparing myself because it was gonna go down. Finally, it's time. He doesn't live too far from me, so it didn't take him long to get there. So he came in through the window quietly, and once he got in, we hugged each other. He instantly started filling up on me. So at this point, I'm thinking like, he means business. He's not playing any games. He is about it, and I'm going to be about it too. We put a movie on and we were sitting on the bed. He was sitting on one side and I was sitting far away on the other side because I was so nervous and I was so scared. I didn't know what to do next. I was just sitting there watching the movie. It was a little bit awkward because we didn't know who was gonna make the first move. So we were just sitting there like, you know. So how's the weather? Finally, you know, we were just talking, making small talk, you know. And all of a sudden he gave me this look, like he was staring me down. He was like,
I'm about to get that.
He's staring at me and I'm sitting there like, you know, me? Is he talking to me? Like, me? Like, he looking at me like, stop. Like, he was like, come here. So I'm sitting there like, okay. I decided to come to him, and then that's when he kissed me. And then one thing led to another and we started kissing even more. He was kissing me on my neck. He was kissing me on my shoulders. He was feeling all up on my body. It was about to go down. So this is the time. When he first put it in, y'all, I was like, oh my God, like I freaked out because I never like experienced this before, and like it was something new. So I was like, oh my God, like it hurt, you know, at first. It's like it hurt, but it felt good at the same time, if that makes sense. So after we did our thing, I felt like a brand new woman, y'all. I felt like I was on the top of the world. Like, this is my womanhood. I am a woman, period, point blank. I am grown. That was in my head at the time. Like, your girl is grown. Your girl is doing her thing, period. I did that, you know, pat on the back. So, you know, we started cuddling or whatever, and then one thing led to another, and then we actually fell asleep. Like, we literally fell asleep all night. Thankfully, I actually woke up at like 4 a.m., which is like super early, and it's just in time before my parents get up for work and stuff like that. So I quickly had to get him out. I got him out the window. I said, hurry up, you gotta go, get your stuff and get. Because if my parents wake up and walk in on this, rest in peace. Rest in peace to him. That's all I gotta say, because my parents would go crazy, especially my dad. Like, they would have went off. So I'm glad nobody knew, because if my dad were to walk in on that, he would have been buried in his grave. So he went out the window quietly and nobody knew. Thank the Lord. So after that day happened, we would just do the same thing we normally do, just talk, and we would hang out. Now, over time, he started to develop feelings for me, which I was really confused, because before we had sex at the time, he wasn't looking for a relationship. He wasn't really interested in having a relationship. So I was a little bit confused. Like, how do you want a relationship now, but you didn't beforehand? And honestly, I just knew he was a player. I heard a lot of sources. I just knew he was a player. So I didn't take him seriously in a relationship kind of way. I just didn't really see him being my boyfriend, you know? He started to get like way too clingy and just way too like trying to get a relationship. Every time I would tell him, no, I don't want that, he would still pressure me and stuff like that, and just be super clingy when I wouldn't message him at the time that he wants me to message him. He would just go crazy. So I just distanced myself away from him. And when I started to distance myself away from him, he would literally, guys, I kid you not, he would literally come to my house in the middle of the night next to my window and tap on it while I'm asleep. He would literally come to my window uninvited. Literally. I did not talk to him. I would not say, you can come over. What gives him the right to come over? But y'all, he would literally come to my window and try to talk to me in the middle of the night. For like multiple nights, guys. This was happening for multiple nights. I remember one day I went outside to go to school because I was catching rides at the time. So I went and caught my ride, and as I was walking to the car, I looked to my side, and this dude is sitting there on the sidewalk saying like, oh, I came here to talk to you and stuff like that. I'm just like sitting there shocked, like, dude, like, do you stalk me? Like, do you watch my every move? I was so scared, you guys. I would always tell him, like, dude, like, I need to distance myself. Like, leave me alone. But he would just be so persistent with it. He would literally park his car in the street and wait for me, hours for waiting for me. When I never even told him that we would meet, he would just be so crazy, and he would just be crazy over me and super obsessive. He would even threaten to knock on my door and talk to my parents and tell them how much he loves me and how much he wants to be in a relationship with me. He would literally say things like that, and I'm like, dude, do not even get my parents involved. He literally even messaged my sister. He literally even messaged my sister saying how much he loved me and how much he cared for me. And I'm like, dude, I don't like you in that kind of way. Like, we're not going to be together. Stop it. I would just get so frustrated because he would literally message my family members. It was that deep. So all hell was just breaking loose. They started telling me like, oh, who is this guy? I'm like, dude, I don't even know. Like, it's not like that. Like, don't even get it twisted. He was just overall a really messy and controlling person. And I knew that if I ever were to get in a relationship with him, I can tell that it would just not go well. It would just be filled with drama. He literally had a whole baby on the way. He had like 5 girlfriends and stuff that I didn't even know about. So it was just too much drama with him, and I just did not want to associate with that at the time. So I just distanced myself away from him. Now, eventually over time, we just stopped being friends. We just lost contact with each other. Eventually started to die down. He started to leave me alone, and that was that. I just want to distance myself away from that. It's just too much drama. I don't have time for it. I'm in a new headspace now. He is old news. He was all the way back in senior year. It's done. So I'm not ever going to mesh that boy ever again. I can't. No. Old news. Time for new news. I don't know. I just noticed that I've always had the worst luck when it came to men. Guys are just crazy, especially in my area where I live at. Guys are just crazy over here. So I just don't even deal with them. They're just super obsessive and crazy, and I just don't have the time. So that was the story time of the time that I lost my virginity. And my advice to you guys would definitely be to always, 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 and this is very important, have protective sex. Wrap it up with a condom. Wrap it up. Just practice safe sex. It's super important because you really want to protect yourself and them also. And also, do not feel pressure to have sex. If someone is pressuring you to do anything that you don't want to do not do it. If you do not want to do it and it's not comfortable for you, do not feel pressured to do it. Just because the next person is doing it doesn't mean you don't have to do it. You can wait when you're ready. It's always when you are ready. Not the next person, not your boyfriend, not anybody. If you want to have it, you can have it. But if you do not and you're not comfortable with it, do not do it. Okay? It's on your time, and that is all. I always like to give some type of advice for my story time, so that is my advice to you guys. Practice safe sex. Period. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you already haven't. And also click that notification bell to be notified every time that I post. And if you guys would like to follow me on my social medias to keep up with me outside of YouTube, all of that information will be in the description box below. Bye, lovelies.